Alrighty. Hello, seventh graders. So today is day 2 of slope. Okay. So yesterday we talked about slope and its rise and run, and you had homework. So let's actually go over that homework. Okay. So let's actually that's a little hard to see. So we'll just go full screen. There we go. So the first one I did with you in the video yesterday, and we got 50, and that Adriano reads 50 pages per hour. Number 2, you should have gotten 3, and that it's 3 feet per yard. Number 3, that car A travels 120 miles in 2 hours. Okay, you always want to look at what are the increments it is showing in the graph, and that's going to help you figure out what those numbers represent. Okay, so then the next one, that means car B travels at 67.5 miles in 1.5 hours. What is the ratio of each coordinate representing? It's the speed of the car at that point. How fast is that car going in each hour? And the slope is giving us the average, the constant rate of change, the unit rate. Okay. Which one goes faster? Well, you would look at which one has the steeper line or slope, and that would be car A. Okay. 4, you needed to describe slope in words. You could use rise over run. Slope is the rate of change. That's your point. You could have given a graph of a line, any type. Or how do we solve it with numbers? You could use the formula that's given in the textbook and talk about how it's the change of y over the change of x. All right, what was our error in number 5? She did run over rise. She did not do rise over run. And the actual answer should be 3 halves. Right? And number 6, your answer should be to which would be the slope of each graph. Kaya's would be 30 rise over 1 run. And Eduardo would be 35 over 1. And 7 and 8, you should have no for your answer. That is not on the same line, because how our slope is and where the points would be. The points were on the same line, then they should have the same slope. And number 8, looking to just see if you know how to model with 2 points on a line. So today we're going to keep on with the same objectives that we are going to identify a line slope, graph a line when given its slope and a point. Okay, this is a lot about finding the constant rate of change on a graph as well. So going on page 51, you're going to use yesterday's notes. All right, so we're going to basically just jump straight into the homework. There are many problems here, and I'm going to pick some to do with you. And then the remaining of it is your homework to finish. Okay, so I kind of want to go with number 2 first. Okay, so let's look at number 2 word problem. The Snells can spend up 4 nights at a resort for $500 or 6 nights at the same for $750. We need to graph the data, find the slope, and then explain what the slope is. Remember, explaining is basically giving the constant rate of change statement. Okay, so we know we have 4 nights for 500. So number of nights, we're at 4, and we're going to go up to 500. All right, so that's the first order pair. The second one is 6 nights for 750. So go to 6 and then up to 750. Oh wait, 6, 7, 2 more right here. Because we go up by hundreds. So 750 is about right there. All right, then we want to make a straight line as much as we could. Okay, so if I go through this, There we are. And then we want to compare. How did we go from here to here? Now, this point right here is a little off. So remember, that is our 750. And we started at 500. So what's the difference between our 750 and 500? Well, that is 250. So that's our change in Y. Remember, we want our change in X as our run. So then look, I went from 4 nights to 6 nights. So what's the difference between 4 and 6? 2. And then we need to reduce. Okay, I can divide both of these by 2. So both even. And I get 125 over 1. So then we just need to go through next, identify what is our slope. The slope is and we would say $125 per night. Okay, so that's what we're comparing. That helps us know what we're explaining if we compare it. All right, so you have 2 other graph ones to do and fill in by our word problems. Section 2 is just find the slope of the line. Okay, now they don't give you points, so you kind of got to look for your pretty points. So I'm going to do number 6. Okay, so let's look at number 6. I got a pretty point right there. All right, there's a pretty point right there. And remember, you only need 2 pretty points. Okay, so to get from 3 to 0, how far do I go down? I go down 3 lines. Then I run over 2. And remember, slope is rise over run. And because I dropped, I got a negative. So the negative 3/2. And we can leave it like a fraction. We don't have to really put it into a mixed number because that tells us how our line is moving by dropping 3 and going right 2. And same thing. I drop 3 and run 2. Oh, there's another pretty point. Drop 3, run 2, and there's another pretty point. We got the upside down ones. So you need to remember which is positive, which is negative, and which ones are zeros. Okay? So you got 2, 4, 5 left in that section. The third section is telling us to graph a point and then move the way the slope tells us. Okay, so I have a line that has a slope of 2/3 and passes at 1/3. So we're going to start with 10. Okay, so I got to go to my 1/3. So I got to go over 1 and then up 3. And that's my 1/3 right there. Then we move the way it tells me of 2/3. That's my slope. So that means I go up 2 from my ordered pair and then I run 3 to the right. So I go up 2 and then I run 3. And there's my other lines. Okay? And if you want, you can fill in the extra lines to make your line even straighter if you don't have a ruler. If you're using Cami, you can use the line feature under shapes so that you know how to make your line as straight as possible because it's not easy drawing it on the screen. Okay. Let's look at 13. We're going to go down 1. Looking at 13, a line has a slope of -3/2, but passes through -2, 1. So since both of these are negative, I'm going to go to -2 and then I'm going to drop 1. And that's my order pair right there of -2, -1. Okay, I'm just labeling my order pairs so that you guys can clearly see it. Then we want to look at our slope of -3/2. Remember, negative needs to go down, and we always run to the right. So starting where we're at here, I'm going to go down 3. So I have 1, 2, 3. Then I go right 2. Okay. There's where another order pair would be. Another one right there. We can make our line as straight as possible. But you only need 2 points to make the line, especially if you have a ruler or a drawing feature. Just the more points you put, the straighter it's going to be. Okay? All right, so then you have 4 left in this section, and then the mixed review you have through the others. All right? So make sure you take your time, use your notes, and practice them as much as you can to get all of these done correctly. Okay? Have a great day.